Alright, y'all, so there it is. It is on. I have to play with the booklet and the brochure to look at how to adjust the modes and stuff and get to the next screen. What's good, grind schoolers? It's your boy Rob and we back in the shop today. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on the El Camino. The Elco needs a lot of love. It needs a whole lot of love, and I want to give the car a lot of love because, you know, it was the first car I ever built. Motor, transmission, all that kind of stuff. It's obviously not fully built as far as the suspension and the rear end and paint and all that kind of stuff. So I want to show the car some love because this is the car that I've had the longest of any car that I've ever had. I've had a lot of cars and this one has stuck around for 8 years now. I think it's 8 years, and you know, I'm tired of it being just deteriorating, and I'll show you guys what I mean in a second. But anyways, man, before we get started in the video, I appreciate every single one of you guys for showing all the love, commenting on my videos and stuff like that. Thank you guys for viewing the content and stuff like that. So I greatly appreciate that. All the likes, all the comments, everything keep me going, keeps me doing this YouTube thing. I could just build my cars and, you know, be silent and stuff like that, but like you know, I have a hobby that I want to share with the world and with you guys. So I definitely appreciate it. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell notification so you get a notification every single time we drop another video. Hit that bell notification. I know that everybody tells y'all to do that, but it really makes a difference. So when I drop these videos, you guys are aware that I dropped the videos. The Impala is gonna come back soon, so you wanna stay up to date when that happens. And you know, it's a huge surprise. It's gonna look really solid. So I'm curious to see what y'all are gonna think of it. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video and what we're doing today. Alright, so as you can see, the Elco is now in the garage because obviously the Impala is off getting painted. So anyways, the reason why I decided to go ahead and throw the car in the garage is because if you can see, all this moisture here is starting to rust out the bed. I talked about this in my last video, but what the difference is, I'm going to probably not the bed because I already did this. I don't really want to strip it out again and do the Rhino bed liner. But as far as the rest of the car goes, I think I'll probably start this like I did the Impala. I'll probably sand it down. We're not gonna go down to bare metal. It probably will have to go down to bare metal, but I'm not gonna do it. I just want to get one solid color on here, man. I think what I'll probably do is just do a single stage just to make it look good. I'll probably do it myself for the time being because there's so much work that needs to be done on the car, and there's so much that I need to attend to first before I do the paint. For example, I need the suspension, talked about this before, need brakes, which I do have, but in order for those brakes to fit, I need bigger wheels. So as you can imagine, you know, depending on what wheels I go with, we're talking a lot of money to get this car pretty much in a decent state. And if I can save on paint for now, and that's why, like I said, I held off on the LS motor because I can't have an LS motor with all these weak parts, with a weak rear end, suspension, brakes, all that kind of stuff, because it just doesn't work that way. The car will be broke on the side of the road somewhere or wrecked. You know what I mean? You never know. All that power with weak infrastructure, no go. Solid foundation will be good, and then we can throw the LS and do all the other stuff. But anyways, I wanted to so I started working on this dash kit about a couple of months ago. I finally got my Digi Dash, Autometer Digi Dash. The reason why I never installed it was because the car gets really wet inside of here. I didn't want to necessarily install it and have it rain or snow or whatever and start messing up my dash. So I just didn't, you know, whatever. But anyway, so now that I ripped out the dashboard, it was easy to access all those wires down there, which are all the wires for the dash kit. I hooked them all up, soldered them together, heat shrank them. The only wire that I don't have hooked up is the transmission, the speedometer, the wire for the transmission for the speedometer to work, which is the most important one. I haven't gotten that one done because this right here, I guess speed signal, whatever it was, when I first got the car, this was hooked up. So I don't remember what happened. I think I messed it up somehow, some way, trying to put it back in the transmission, and the coils inside the wire were all messed up. So what I did was I couldn't get one that worked. So pretty much, like I've said before, I just blocked off the transmission speed signal sensor wire, whatever it is. I blocked it off, and so there's basically a cap on the speed sensor on the transmission. So I went with a GPS speedometer, but since I don't have that anymore, I kind of have to reverse this situation and go with a speed signal that is mechanical and electrical at the same time, if that kind of makes sense. So I got to figure out what I'm gonna do there, but I got everything all hooked up under here. My temperature gauge, my oil gauge is hooked up, is grounded. Everything in here is pretty much hooked up. I do have to move these wires back there on the firewall. I'll probably splice and cut some of those wires and shorten them up and make them look nice and pretty. I did clean off the engine a little bit. You guys probably can't tell because it still kind of looks, you know, a little shoddy, but I did clean it off a little bit. So anyways, let's go ahead and see. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook up the battery, and then I'm going to go ahead and plug this dash kit in and see if it works, man. I really hope that, oh, it's over there. Probably gonna have to go on the other side of the car, but anyways, let me go ahead and grab the dash kit and plug it in. I'll hook up the battery and we'll see if it turns on and if everything is all good. Like I said, I won't be able to tell obviously the speedometer and stuff like that because I don't have a speed sensor hooked up, but we'll get to all that. Anyways, let's go ahead and get that. Let me grab the dash kit out of the cabinet over there, and then we'll hook it up. All right, y'all, so there it is. It is on. I have to play with the booklet and the brochure to look at how to adjust the modes and stuff and get to the next screen. But I actually did kind of mess up on the wiring because obviously you can see there's no key in there and it's on. So I think I connected it to constant battery power. So I guess as long as the battery's on, it's gonna stay on. Which it actually did tell me to do that, but I don't think that can't be right. There has to be some type of on-off on here. So clearly, or it'll drain the battery and this can't stay on all the time. So anyways, I'll investigate that and figure it out. I just wanted to show you guys that, you know, it's in there, it's on. It's not in there, but it's on. I'm gonna obviously take it out because it's just sitting on the steering column housing or bracket or whatever. But yeah, I think it looks pretty clean, man. And just to kind of give y'all a little bit of a perspective of what it's gonna look like up in there, obviously minus the dash, doesn't have the dash. I might even actually get a new steering wheel, depending on which wheels I go with. I might match the steering wheel with the wheels. Go ahead and finish this up, wire up those cup holders because they have lights in them and stuff like that, and then do the electric fuel pump, electric fans and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, man, we're getting it together. I'm gonna clean up all these wires. I'm going to zip tie them together, and then I'm gonna figure out what the deal is with the dash kit. And then obviously I'm not starting a car yet, so none of these are gonna work, like the temperature gauge and all that kind of stuff. The fuel gauge, I don't know if it works or not, you know, because the float in it might be messed up, but it looks like, you know, 3/4 of a tank of fuel, which probably is not right. The battery gauge looks like it's working correctly. But yeah, so anyways, we're gonna go ahead and, you know, go ahead and mess with it a little bit more, try to figure it out. Right now, I'm happy that everything is all wired up and good to go. Like I said, I'll clean everything up, and then when I'm ready to take it for a test drive, I will see if it's actually, like, all the rest of everything is actually working, like the oil and the gas and all that kind of stuff. So we'll figure it out there. But yeah, other than that, man, I think it looks pretty dope. Yeah, but I just wanted to show you guys that because I know I've been working on it for a while, or started working on it a while ago, and then now I'm just now finishing it up. So yeah, but anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and take it out, and then I'll chop it with y'all in a second. Alright, grind schoolers, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it, man. I just wanted to wrap up the odometer dash install because I know that I started it like a couple months ago or a month and a half ago, whenever it was, and I never finished it because it was difficult getting everything all said and done while the inclement weather is going on and stuff like that. And even on the nice days, you know, I'm more so working on my house and trying to get everything together. As you can see, my floors are different. I went ahead and knocked those out, painted them or put the epoxy down, so it looks really, really good in here. Maybe I'll show y'all that another day when all the cars are out or whatever and it's nice and cleaned up. But anyways, yeah, like I said, I finally got around to finishing up the dash kit. I think I'll have to figure out those other two wires some more. The pink wire and the red wire, I think they're backwards. So I will have to look at that. One goes to the battery, one goes to the ignition switch. And both of the wires, the red wires that I hooked them to, the ignition switch and the battery, constant battery, I think that they're labeled kind of the same. So that's probably the mix up. We'll have to figure it out and see. I'll go ahead and probably swap those wires and hopefully turn the ignition and everything's good and I don't have to troubleshoot no more. But anyways, that's what you get for working on a car, man. There's a lot of troubleshooting, trying to figure out things. But for the most part, everything is solid. When I get the car started up and I can finally drive it around and use the odometer gauge to see if like the fuel is working, the temperature and the oil and all that stuff is working, then I'll do that. I'm not gonna start the car up right now because I'm not gonna take it for a drive because it's raining right now, and I don't want the car just idling in the garage because it's really the emissions or the carbon monoxide is really crazy on this car. There's no catalytic converters. It's an older car, doesn't have all that emissions control stuff on it, so it really smells like, you can tell, you know, if you have an old car, if you've ever smelled an old car, you know what I'm talking about. But and that's why I don't want to start it up. And then if I start it up in here, it's going to be super loud. So we'll do it another day. We'll figure it out. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to wrap it up. Thank you guys for all the love, all the support. I appreciate it, man. Keep rocking with your boy, man, because like I said, this Elko it's been neglected and it's about to come together. I have huge plans for it. Now that the Impala is gone, it's not gone for too long. It'll be back in a couple of weeks. But I'm thinking about keeping this car in here for a little bit longer just so I can attend to some of the stuff that needs to be attended to. I'll probably start doing the same thing that I did with my Impala and just start sanding it down, getting everything all kind of like paint, like kind of like one color. Like if you could see on the roof, it's like red and yellow and black and all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, it's kind of the same theme throughout the car. So I kind of want to go ahead and sand it down and get everything like straightened up, do kind of the body work. There's some rivets that I need to saw off and stuff like that, or angle grind off and stuff. But other than that, you know what I'm saying, like after we can get it all sanded down, hopefully one color, I'll probably spray myself, like I said, just because after we get everything all good, this car will be a lot better, in a lot better condition than it is now. And so hopefully I can get that stuff done over the next couple of months and the Elko will be a lot better. But anyways, man, I'm not gonna hold y'all, I'm not gonna keep y'all on the camera and just sit here and continue to talk. Thank you guys for rocking with me. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart for sure. go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, so you get a notification every single time we drop another video. And not only that, go ahead and jump in the comment section, because it helps with the algorithm, it helps get these videos out to more and more people, and it helps the channel grow. So if y'all go ahead and do that for me, I would greatly appreciate it. And like I always say, man, work hard so you can live free.